All right, guys. Ross responds to Pirate Software on Stop Killing Games. Let's see what Ross got to say. Um, I know a little bit about this, but I went and I watched Ross's like hour long video already, so I think some of this is kind of pre-watched. But I wanted to give my I don't know, just fucking talk over it, I guess. Some of the stuff I got wrong as well, like that I misunderstood. So it's gonna be interesting. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Stop Killing Games initiatives is basically we don't want single player games
No.
to have DRM that the developers can turn off and thus render the single player games inactive anymore. This is what they want to change. It would impact every live service game that exists instead of just targeting single player always online games.
No, that's not what it is. Stop Killing Games includes single-player games, but nothing about it is specific to them. He completely made that up, and I have no idea where he got that impression.
And there are some people that'll say, well, just make it all single player.
Like
Well,
you?
If you're making it all single player, you'd have to carve off all of it, and it's developer time and money. These are two different ideologies, and that's okay to have two different ideologies. I just won't agree with it.
But those aren't the ideologies. Nothing in the initiative is asking to convert games to single-player.
Even if that is the case, like, it's not that expensive to do. They're already, like, all you have to do is disable the multiplayer aspect of it. You can keep everything else in the game the same. And, like, the online shops, you can get rid of all that crap. I doubt they will, because, like, obviously it brings in money. If people, like, want to go back and, like, buy something, it would bring in passive revenue. But converting a multiplayer game to single player, well, like a MMO to single player, would not be hard. Like, the foundation's already there, right? You just flip off fucking, play with other characters. That's pretty much it. Or even just have like a LAN mode, or like a peer-to-peer, right? Diablo, for instance. Diablo, you could totally do this with. World of Warcraft, it'd be a lot harder because now you have to you'd have to party up, not in game but like on Discord or something, and just like host it, but it's not that difficult to do.
Nowhere in there does it say that it's directly targeting always online single player games.
Yeah, so why does he keep bringing it up? Our problem is not with licenses failing to inform people. Blizzard says they can take away your purchase for no reason. That sounds pretty clear to me. Our problem is those terms are so hostile to consumers and the medium that they should be taken off the table.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked. Blizzard reserves the right to terminate this agreement at any time for any reason, for no reason, with or without notice to you. Maldavius is just babbling to save face to his orbiters. He will never admit he's wrong. I agree. He's going to land in some hot water sometime soon. Either like by his own volition or something else, like something he's just going to have to, like, I mean, he's always coming up. His past just keeps catching up with him. From people that he's interacted with, or just future interactions with people. Like, I feel like everything that he does, he just doesn't know how to shut up or keep to himself certain things, and I feel like his viewer base is starting to catch on. I mean, if you look at the OnlyFans or OnlyFans shit, I think he was streaming to like 20K people then, and then since he started doing all his bullshit, his viewership has significantly dropped from like 20K a stream to 9K to, I've seen sometimes 5K. Be that as it may, 5K, 9K, that's still 1% of Twitch. That's still very impressive numbers wise and monetarily. That dude makes bank. But I feel like he's gonna keep going and slip up one day and really fuck himself over because of his ego or something else. I think something from his past will catch up to him. Or something may leak that he's done. Not just the lyric stuff, which is, whatever, but something more devious.
table entirely. This needs regulation.
If you try to tell me that every studio needs to run their live service game indefinitely or not want to run one at all, then no one's going to run them.
He was literally watching the video earlier where it says it won't do that in big letters.
Wow.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand what we're asking for.
If that passes, enjoy never playing an MMO again for the rest of your life and taking away from every other person that plays MMOs.
It really wouldn't. The short version is companies would
How would it? How would it? Just because you have a game that's now single player? How would that take away from MMOs?
have to stop liking money for that to happen.
Exactly.
Lots of money. But his number one criticism is that he thinks the initiative is vague.
Incredibly vague. Too vague. Very vague and vague. It's vague. It's vague. That is vague. Too vague. Vaguely written. Vague. Incredibly vague. Vaguely worded. Vague. 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 This is vague.
This goes on. So since he's expecting the thing he made up, but that's not what the initiative is asking for, he thinks it's vague. Because for him, it is.
It's clear that you hate the initiative, and I doubt I would change that. That is correct.
Okay, hold on. Hi, this is Ross, the guy in the video you responded to at 10 hours, 24 minutes. Goddamn. Based on your response, I think there is a combination of values, of a values clash, and there's a misunderstanding on how much, misunderstanding on much of what we are asking for. For example, WoW would likely be exempt from this measure since it's considered under the law as a true service. In other words, the customer is told explicitly when their access ends at the time of payment. Most live service games do not do this, which could run afoul in EU law. So this right here, like WoW, explicitly states whenever you buy or purchase the game that it can be terminated at any time, that it could be taken away from you, and what happens when access ends, right? So it's explicit. What he's saying is this is explicitly said in their terms of service. He's saying most live service games do not do this, which could run afoul of EU law, which I don't see a problem with it. You want to hold companies accountable. Either the companies post saying, hey, this is what the game entails. This is what it's going to happen at the end of service of this game, right? That's all they're asking for. There are many other misunderstandings in your video. It's clear you hate the initiative, and I don't doubt I would change that. But I would encourage you to at least hate it for what it accurately is. We obviously have very different perceptions of the likely outcome of this. I think those details influence that. That said, we also have a values clash. You state repeatedly that a game being permanently disabled is not a problem. This is where we very clearly disagree. You're actually the most high-profile person I know of to be adamantly against what we're doing. If you're interested, I would be fine with having a discussion with you on this where we could at least clarify things. But I don't know what that says. I'm guessing like your DMs are closed or your channel or something. I don't know. But you chose to do something. And of course, this guy, he's not going to debate. He's not going to debate this subject. This subject's way too heavy for him. He couldn't debate somebody from WoW drama because it bruised his ego. He hates any chance of him being wrong. He's gonna fucking just disengage altogether, because it's shitty. It's a shitty experience. So why would I put myself through that? God damn, dude, you have no sack. You know, it's fucking stand 10 toes in and talk to this guy and actually express why, you think this is a bad idea and listen to what he has to say. Rebuttal, talk back and forth. This is how things get solved. When you do what you do, which is shut down conversations, right? Or you do some snide fucking retard remark or try to play I'm Captain King shit, or what is it? Passive aggressive behavior. That's all you do, brother. All right, moving on. Right. I don't think any professional person takes him seriously at this point. Yeah, I don't think so either. I feel like he's gonna burn. I think he burned a lot of bridges with that whole obviously the OnlyFans shit. And his fucking demeanor towards there's another OTK creator, the black guy, I don't know his name, but he was like being super passive being super passive again. His audience is just people who are less knowledgeable or experienced in whatever he pretends to be an expert in. I agree. I think a lot of his audience is like game dev oriented, right? I feel like a lot of it is, but a lot of his audience is furry. Okay, it is 100% furry, and they run rampant in the tech industry, brother. Let me tell you something. I swear to God, every tech office that you go to, I bet there's a secret furry there or someone who's open about it. They are 100% like super dominant in the tech industry. I don't know how, but they are. That and like obviously like LGBTQ, which I don't have a problem with. You know, you're gay, whatever. That has no problem. You know, I have no problem with that. I don't have a problem with a furry. I'm just saying like they are very tight knit and they're very protective of their heroes. They are very protective. They're all like, but he's the one that got me into game dev. These are adults. Yeah. He didn't get me into game dev. When I first started noticing him, I saw the shorts. I was like, oh, this guy's cool. He's like, he's getting people into game dev. He's getting kids into game dev. He's getting these, I think that's cool. And then when the WoW drama happened, I was like, I'll be cheeky. I'm gonna put him in the game. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna put them because the game's about streamers. He acted like I just like ripped his fucking whole personality and put it in the game, and that it was about him. The game was not about him. It was about multiple streamers. It was just a hot topic at the time. So I took that drama and I put it in the game because that's what the game is. The game is making fun of streamer drama. It's a cheeky little nod, and he got really butthurt about that and decided to DMCA it. But we all know this story. I'm not trying to fucking keep talking about it, but it is what it is.
I would encourage you to at least hate it for what it accurate is. I do.
He says that so confidently. Oh yeah, you knocked it out of the park. You understand.
Pirate Software is someone said he's confidently wrong. Like he's got that damn, there's a diagram. There's a diagram. Let me see. Where it's like your intelligence is like really low, but your confidence is like really high. And then there's like a middle point where like your confidence is low, but you're like kind of, you're pretty smart. And then there's like a big boom where like, you're fucking smart and and you're confident, right? It's like this it's like this arching graph. Damn. Dunning-Kruger? It is, the Dunning-Kruger, that's it. Okay, see, I'm big dumb. I don't know all this shit. The Dunning-Kruger effect. Okay. Peak of Mount Stupid. Okay, yeah, here it is. All right, let me see. Oh, come on, fucker. Oh, it's not gonna let me zoom in. All right, hold on. All right, there we go. Okay. The Dunning-Kruger effect. Yeah. That's what I thought it was Dunning-Kruger. I just didn't want to... I think I was getting it confused with what's the other one where like nature sorts itself out? There's a Dunning-Kruger effect, and then there's the other one like nature sorts itself out. Like where like dumb people just get fucking Darwin. Yeah, Darwin. Okay. Here's the confidence scale. Low and shit. Like you are dumb. Just peak of Mount Stupid. And your confidence is super high. And that's crazy. You know how many people like this get famous? Just because of their confidence. Confidence really is 100% key. So if you are like here and like you're, well, not know nothing, but, the slope of enlightenment. Oh, I thought it was, I swear to God, there was one like it's know nothing, wisdom guru. Okay. So as it goes on here, I swear to God, there was like more over here where like the peak was down, where like you were smart, but you had no confidence. So, yeah, I thought it was over here. But yeah, there it is. I see Pirate Software like around here. Right? Maybe here. I don't know. Like high... What the fuck was that? Okay, high confidence. But I feel like he's just rambling, like... shit that he kind of knows, but doesn't want to dive into, fully. Right? And yeah, he's talking to people who are like down here. But And these people down here are like, "Oh yes, I believe everything that you say." Yeah. All right. Continuing. I'll be walking in the valley of despair. To be honest, I feel like I'm there, but I'm on the up and up. Right. I'm coming up.
Understood everything.
The idea that we're going to go through this because it's an easy win, but not the right win? No, dude.
Oh, God. So he misunderstood the initiative and misunderstood our intentions. And in his words, this is why he refuses to have a dialogue with the movement. So now I have to address it.
Man, Ross, you just need to go bald, brother. Just shave that mop. That thing's killer. If you just shave that and just own the baldness, dude. Own the baldness. I tell people all the time, like, who are balding, just shave that shit off. You don't need a toupee or not. Just shave it and own it.
Refuses to have a dialogue with the movement. So now I have to address it.
They can eat my entire ass. The whole thing.
Gnarly.
Sir, that is not gentlemanly behavior. Our biggest critic by far is
iconic.
YouTuber and streamer Pirate Software, who goes by Thor. If your only exposure to Stop Killing Games has been this video, then you've been misinformed. This video is by someone who does not understand the campaign, has been trying to stop it, and has been making up what it is about. I am not saying that lightly. I will prove it in a minute. Now you might be thinking, okay, so some YouTuber got something wrong on the internet. So what? See, that was my thinking too. The problem is how incredibly influential this YouTuber has been. Best I can tell, Thor's coverage has been bigger than literally anyone else except Asmongold. And the only video Asmongold had on this bigger than Thor's was about Thor's
a reaction.
video.
Yeah.
So for all practical purposes, Thor here has been the #1 voice on the campaign, and he's been lying about what it is. That's a bit loaded though. In this case, I'm using the second definition of lie. I have no evidence it's the first. This video came out right as we were building momentum, then except for one boost in Germany, the signatures started drying up like clockwork. This put me in kind of a no-win scenario too, because if I ignored it, then a lot of people are going to get misinformed about the campaign.
And if you talk about it,
video,
it's looking as clout chasing
something
drama.
I wanted to do anyway, then it might look like drama farming, which could understandably turn off a lot of people from the campaign, because it's not about that at all. So I quickly made this video trying to clear up all misconceptions and concerns about the initiative with timestamps for everyone's questions, hoping the truth would eventually come out. I can see now that was a mistake. I should have just embraced the drama. To this day, I'm still getting frequent comments and emails about this.
Should have just embraced the drama, bro. It's the Streisand effect. You should have leaned into that shit hard. Be like, Pirate Software did this, and he's wrong. That son of a bitch. You fucker. You're lying. You're a lying bastard.
The same falsehoods about the campaign that originated in this video. Well, now I have nothing to lose.
That would have got more eyes. That would have got a lot more eyes if you were just like trashing on Pirate Software. That'd have got a lot.
If we don't get the signatures, then none of this matters anyway. So if this campaign is failing because of me not talking about this, then I'll at least correct history here on the way down. I'll get this over with and go over what I think are the biggest points of Pirate Software's videos. I'm not going to go over everything because collectively Thor has made hours of video on both me and the movement. I'd be here forever. Believe me, I could address smaller things too, and kind of already have. All
I haven't
right,
watched
let's
that one yet either.
Okay, point number 1. Thor does not understand what
Thor.
Stop Killing Games is. Here it is in his words.
So for those who don't understand, the Stop Killing Games initiatives
Yeah.
is basically we don't want single-player games
Oh.
No.
Okay.
to have DRM that the developers can turn off
Right.
and thus render the single-player games inactive anymore.
Mm.
This is what they want to change. They need to be specific that they're talking about single-player games that do not need a server to support them.
No.
And as much as they want it to be about specifically games where it is a single-player game that has always online functionality, it would impact every live service game that exists. Instead of just targeting single-player, always online games.
No, that's not what it is.
Microsoft Paint really helps sell the lies to retards. Yeah, it does, dude. I'm gonna start doing it. I'm gonna use damn, what's better than MS Paint? I could just use Sprite and just draw like little pixel animations, like little pixel animations of it, and really break it down.
Stop Killing Games includes single-player games, but nothing about it is specific to them.
It's all
He completely
games.
made that up, and I have no idea where he got that impression. This is what I mean. It's harder for gamers to understand this because they come with so many assumptions. It's like that saying about doctors being the worst patients. So let's clear this up.
Does Ross live in the UK? Because he keeps talking about like bringing it towards Parliament and all this shit. He lives in the UK, right? Does he read this? Hold on.
It's the first line on the website.
Okay. Stop Killing Games is a customer movement started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to customers. Already, that is like the whole goal of this. Publishers should not destroy content they have sold to a customer. That's like if I bought a candy bar, right? I bought a candy bar from Walmart or Circle K. Okay? I eat half the candy bar. Okay? I put the candy bar down on my desk. I come in tomorrow and my candy bar is gone. And I may or may not have a note. I may or may not have a note saying, "Hey, this is Circle K. We stopped selling these candy bars. I'm gonna take it. We don't want you to have this candy bar anymore." I'd be like, "Oh shit. Okay, where's my money? You bought the candy bar. You bought it. Your money's gone." And it's gone. I don't know. That's if you buy something, it should be yours, you know, unless it's like explicitly said, like you're just buying the license. You're just buying the license to play the game, you know. Not 100% though. That was many years ago. I could be imagining it. He lived in Poland. Okay.
Site.
An increasing number of video games are sold effectively as goods with no stated expiration date, but designed to be completely unplayable as soon as support from their publishers end. This practice is a form of planned obsoleteness and is not only detrimental to customers, but makes preservation effectively impossible. Furthermore, the legality of this practice is largely untested in many countries. Over the past year, we have successfully escalated complaints on this problem to consumer agencies in France, Germany, and Australia, and have brought forth petitions for new law on this problem to various countries. A list of the actions taken to date can be viewed here. As of 2025, most consumer actions on this matter has included, and we are awaiting decisions on it from several governments. However, there are a few remaining avenues left where people can participate if they are eligible. Okay. This practice is formed on planned obsoleteness. Yeah, increasing number of video games are effectively sold as goods with no stated expiration date, but designed to be completely unplayable as soon as support from the publishers end. So, I mean, even like the whole thing is just going forward to be like, hey, this game's going to not be a thing anymore. Be prepared to do that, but they don't do that. Even just that little cliff note, like when you buy the game, is all you need. You don't even need to put the game into single player mode. You just need to sell the game and mark it correctly or tag it correctly or advertise it correctly, right? And you'd be like, hey, this game's gonna stop being in service, or this game could stop service. It's just fuck, dude.
Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to customers. But the movement includes all this stuff from earlier, and he was mostly talking about the initiative. Well,
Submits complaints from European Action Consumer Centers network from multiple countries. Dead end, no consistent at all from offices. Was redundant at best. Dead end. Issue escalated agency. Decision pending. Okay. Contact UFCQ, whatever, the crew. Ongoing. Submit complaints to French legal mediators, the crew. Okay, so they got the crew to do this shit. Initiate a lawsuit in Brazil. Failed due to requiring sales. Okay. No response, but this was expected. They said the ACCC should be contacted instead. Yeah, so The Crew is a racing game that they really spearheaded this with, and got known for. They were reaching out to a bunch of different people trying to get The Crew back up and running, I believe. I think they even reached out to the developers themselves or some of the dev team that ran The Crew, and they were all for it as well.
Short version is the initiative is about requiring publishers to have end-of-life plans for games they've sold to customers in the future. So when they shut
Okay, so this is their whole initiative, but the way they present it as well could also just lead the developers to put a little tag on their game saying, hey, the same thing that World of Warcraft is doing, like, hey, this is a live service game and we could yoink this at any time, right?
shut them down,
This is the goal, but in reality, the goal would probably be a little tagline.
customers can continue running them without their support. The long version depends on what kind of transaction is being made. As you can see, it's not easy to explain in a soundbite.
Okay. Games sold as a one-time purchase with no stated expiration date that do not require a connection to the publisher or affiliated parties in order to function at the time of shutdown. No impact. These games would already meet the requirements of the initiative. Games sold as a one-time purchase with no stated expiration date that require a connection to publisher or affiliated parties to function. Publishers would be required to implement an end-of-life plan so that their support would no longer be necessary to run the game once it is shut down. Cool. Games that are completely free, no impact, since no commerce is involved, plus required on completely free games, which is an overreach. Right, that's why, like, I think the Cycle Frontier shut down because of that shit. Well, no, not necessarily because of this. I'm stupid. Don't. I'm thinking of like Cycle Frontier because I read this and it was a free game that got shut down. That's the only reason I said that. I'm sorry, retard. Microtransactions for games sold as a one-time purchase with no stated expiration date. The publisher would be required to implement an end-of-life plan where support ends so the customer's microtransaction would not be permanently disabled. This would necessitate having the game it was sold on for in a functioning state, even if the customer might not be entitled to the game directly. Interesting. This would necessitate having the game it was sold for in a functioning state, even if the customer might not be entitled to the game directly. I'm lost on that one. It has to be if I bought a microtransactions for games sold as a one-time purchase with no stated expiration date. So if I bought, say I bought a skin and I play the game needs to be in a functioning state, even if the customer might not be entitled to the game directly. What is that? I don't know what that means. Even if the customer might not be entitled to the game directly. I don't know. I'm lost on that one. Games that are sold as a service with a stated expiration date, we would attempt to require publishers to have some sort of end-of-life build where support ends, but would probably fail as there is no basis in consumer law for this. Our only justification would be via art and culture preservation laws, which are very weak. Okay. Games that are sold as a service with a stated expiration date. Okay, so this is the case that I was talking about, where it would just be like, it'd be a game as a service, and then you have a tagline. This would be the WoW. WoW doesn't have an expiration date, but this is what we were talking about, or what I was talking about. We would attempt to require publishers to have some sort of end-of-life build when support ends, right? Okay. But would probably fail as there is no basis in consumer law for this. Our only justification would be via art and culture preservation laws, which are very weak. Yeah, okay.
But if you notice, we don't make a distinction between single-player and multiplayer games. That's because the law doesn't either. So why make this even harder?
Right.
Both the movement and the law are making distinctions on how games are sold. Also, that part he said about it affecting all live service games, yes and no. It would affect most live service games in the future, but the initiative is not retroactive. So that's one thing Thor doesn't understand, but he also seems to think this is about converting multiplayer games to single player. Once again, he made that up. And I have no idea why he thought that.
Yeah, I don't know where did he pull
Transitioning
that.
an entire multiplayer server-side game into a single-player video game, which means rebalancing the entire experience around single player,
No, it doesn't.
rebuilding everything in the entire game. How are you going to do
No, it
that with
doesn't.
Final Fantasy XIV? You're just going to make all the raids soloable? Imagine the day that World of Warcraft shuts down, and suddenly you have to make it a single-player game for every individual that ever bought the game. That's what they're asking for.
No.
Because they would have to sunset live service games as a single-player experience. The idea that suddenly you need to make every single live service game playable single-player offline? No, dude.
Correct. No. This one is particularly baffling to me because I've heard most counter arguments before, but until Thor, I've never heard this one. That we want the industry to convert all multiplayer games into single player ones. I keep saying it, you never know where gamers are going to take this.
Nowhere in there does it say that it's directly targeting always online single-player games.
Oh, he's so close. He's so close to getting it.
It is vague, and because of that, it will impact.
He never has that light bulb moment. Well, he is correct in that statement. It's almost as if that's not what the initiative is asking for. But those were his streams with a smaller audience. What does he say in his big YouTube video with over 1 million views that he had time to research?
If we're trying to kill off the practice of developers putting together a live service game, pitching it as a single-player experience, and then taking away support in the future,
Now he's changed it again and is making up how it's about single-player games are advertised. What is he doing?
it needs to be specific about the business practice it's trying to defeat, which is specifically companies that are doing this under the guise of it being a single-player game, but adding online-only functionality that is not necessary and doesn't add any gameplay elements. That's the problem.
No, that's not it at all.
And there are some people that'll say, well, just make it all single-player.
Like
well,
you?
I've explained that doesn't make any sense in the first place.
The microtransaction one is saying that the game the customer bought the microtransaction in must be in a functional state, even if the player isn't entitled to the game directly, as in if the game were free to play. I'm assuming that's what it means. Okay. The entitled to the game directly is what throws me off, because that means I bought a microtransaction. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, free to play. You're right. Okay. It's all clicking, brother. It's falling into place.
If you're making it all single player, you
got
have
you.
to carve off all of that, and it's developer time and money. These are two different ideologies, and that's okay to have two different ideologies. I just won't agree with it.
But those aren't the ideologies. Nothing in the initiative is asking to convert games to single player.
Nowhere in there does it say that it's directly targeting always online single player games.
Yeah, so why does he keep bringing it up? This is a total red herring.
If we don't like the idea of live service games as a whole, I get it. Don't play live service games then. Don't agree to those terms.
No, he's getting a new thing wrong now. We're not against them existing. We're against them being destroyed with no recourse for the customer.
Right.
Just use logic. If we didn't like them in the first place, why would we care if they're being destroyed? He says he gets it, but he doesn't.
Let's talk about the actual bad business practices. In the case that a studio
All of this. Okay, so even I was, because I thought it was converting multiplayer into single player as well. Me personally, I don't see a problem with that. It would not be hard to do. You could have your own servers running. You could host it. All you have to do is change the server end. You could do peer-to-peer, all that shit. It's not tough to do, right? And I'm sure Blizzard could figure it out, or anybody making an MMO could figure it out, and it wouldn't take all that time to change where information is going, and you can host it on your own computer and all that shit. You can be your own server, or should even have like AWS do it. So I thought it was converting single player as well.
is making a live service game, and they sell it to you as a product. They say that you are purchasing the game, or you are buying the game, when in reality you're actually purchasing or buying a license to that game. I think that we should be fighting about that. The initiative is not trying to call that out specifically. It's trying to say that all games need to stay in a functional, playable state.
Yes!
Which is not calling out the language that is being used to manipulate the player. Call that out specifically.
Okay, I don't know if he's doing this intentionally. I'll be charitable and assume he's not. But this is some serious obfuscation. He's complaining that the initiative isn't focused on another topic he made up. I mean, what is that logic? Hey, the initiative doesn't address how Capcom changed the look of Dante in the Devil May Cry reboot either. That may as well be what he's saying there. I am not aware of a game on the planet with a license agreement that says you are not buying a license. Our problem is not with licenses failing to inform people. Blizzard says they can take away your purchase for no reason. That sounds pretty clear to me. Our problem is those terms are so hostile to consumers and the medium that they should be taken off the table entirely. This needs regulation. Forget
All right, so he doesn't want that that tagline in there at all, where they say they can terminate it whenever because it's hostile. He said in his words, it's hostile to the consumer. He wants it out of there altogether. Interesting. I mean, I still agree with that. If I buy something, it should be mine. I should be able to play it or use it whenever I want. There's no other, I feel like there's no other argument. If I buy it and I own it and it's mine, I should be able to play it. That's why I really don't like digital medium for games and shit, because that shit can be taken down from the Steam. Like, you say you buy a game from Steam, dev gets in hot water, or Steam doesn't like them anymore, it can be taken down, and now you're fucked. You don't have that game anymore, right? But you spend money on it, right? Do I get a refund? Do I get the, how do I access the game? Physical medium for games.
That they should be taken off the table entirely. This needs regulation. Forget video games. If you look at basic commerce for hundreds of years, when you paid money, you either got to keep what you paid for, or if it was a service, you were told when your access ends.
Right.
The vast majority of online-only games do neither of those. The games industry is trying to upend basic commerce. I think you have to go back to feudalism before neither of those things are true. Why even have consumer laws if you have no rights?
If you try to tell me that every studio needs to run their live service game indefinitely or not one...
Shit! That boy Ross, he be spitting, bruh.
Run one at all, then no one's going to run them.
Oh no! He wheeled out that line about publishers having to support the game forever. He was literally watching the video earlier where it says it won't do that in big letters. Yep. That wasn't enough. We just can't stop gamers from going there.
What the initiative would not do: require publishers to give up intellectual property rights, require publishers to give up source code, require endless support.
Even when we spell it out.
Would not.
I admit, guys, this part hurts. To see the biggest voice on this issue get it wrong again and again and again, then put that same wrong information on blast to a far bigger audience than we can reach. It hurts. He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand what we're asking for. Now, to be fair, it sounded like he was getting a little closer in this video. Yeah, despite being called 2, it's at least the 4th video he did on this.
You want that to stay in a functional, playable state. That means the devs have to release either server binaries or somehow carve off the game to be a single-player experience now.
That's better, but he's still talking about converting the single player right to the end. He never completely got it. So Pirate Software did not understand the initiative. Maybe still doesn't. That means the majority of his critique is about things it would not do, like kill all MMOs.
Ross is a genuinely nice guy, and I can't fathom malice from a jealous narcissist. I mean, why jealous? Why is he jealous, though? Why would... I guess a narcissist is just jealous in general, right? Anna Managut... Anna Managuchi had a stream earlier. I'm half awake, but Peter Berkman knew who I am from Facebook, and I made sure to mention that you are a fan. All right, man, I gotta go become a fan. Nah, just kidding. That's cool. That's cool. What do you say? Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know much about Ross. I don't know much about Ross. I mean, to be fair, I don't know. Like, I know a little bit too much about Pirate Software, more than I want to. I kind of fell into this fucking troll character. Like, I became inadvertently a Pirate Software troll. Maldi is jealous that Ross and Luis Rossman are getting all the attention as consumer advocates lately. Something that Maldi LARPs has. Oh, okay. Fuck.
MMOs.
If that passes, enjoy never playing an MMO again for the rest of your life. And taking away from every other person that plays MMOs.
It really wouldn't.
Most
And I'll
suck
explain
anyways.
Why in that video. But the short version is companies would have to stop liking money for that to happen. Lots of money. But his number one criticism is that he thinks the initiative is vague.
Incredibly vague. Too vague. Very vague. Damn vague. It's vague. It's vague. That is vague. Too vague. Vaguely.
They're moving into harder rock, and I described how you do dev streams, and they were curious about trying for themselves during another project. Okay. I'll send you links and DMs tonight or tomorrow. All right, do appreciate it. Yeah, send them on over. I'll check them out.
Vague. Incredibly vague. Vaguely worded. Vague. 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 This is vague.
This goes on.
Tell me make a beat
from
of that.
Thor's perspective, his
Toss
logic
it in
is
AI. I
pretty
wanna
sound
hear
for
it.
this part. But the thing about logic is it's only as good as your assumed truths. And he said multiple times now that he thinks the initiative is only about single-player games. So since he's expecting the thing he made up, but that's not what the initiative is asking for, he thinks it's vague. Because for him, it is.
Nowhere in there does it say that it's directly targeting always online single player.
Doesn't have to. It's open-ended.
It is vague.
Yeah, in fact, if we look at that long definition again, let's add a subsection
The
just
law
for
doesn't
Thor.
state it, so
single-player
why
games
should
with an
the
online
initiative state
DRM
it?
check. Those would already fall under this broader category. So Thor is expecting this. Again, I don't know why, but instead he's seeing an initiative that covers all of this. That's why he calls it vague 50 times. The thought that we want what we're asking for and not the thing he made up seems to have never entered his head. The initiative is trying to stop the destruction of games. That's the whole point. It covers the types of games most in need of saving. If we only covered this tiny subsection, that would save maybe 1% or less of games that get destroyed. This would do almost nothing. I'm not saying there isn't one, but I literally can't think of a game that meets this criteria.
Right.
Every game I know of with single-player content that's been destroyed has been designed to run server-side, not locally. Older ones like that tend to have the DRM cracked, which is not an ideal solution, but that does stop game destruction. And newer ones with Denuvo or something tend to have it removed by end of life. So I say less than 1%, but this might save 0% of games. I'm not sure. The initiative is actually not that vague. Though to be fair, some people did get hung up on this part. A reasonably playable or functional state. True, that is not 100% specific. There are reasons for that. You know how in law, police can stop a suspect with reasonable suspicion? Or a jury finds someone guilty beyond all reasonable doubt? That's because the number of situations you face are so varied that the law has to inject some common sense somewhere.
Right.
It's the same with games. A multi-million-dollar MMO is a different animal from a budget arena shooter. It won't work making highly specific laws. That's one half of it. The other half of it is this sentence is an olive branch to publishers. I've heard complaints this isn't specific enough.
Reasonably
Okay,
functional.
but you know what the
functionable,
alternative to
playable
this would
state.
be? Here, I'll show you. The game must be fully functional and contain 100% of all features as advertised. So as a publisher, which requirement would you rather meet? More importantly, this sentence shows the EU Commission that we're acting in good faith and trying to find a balance. I think some of the people asking for this to be more specific may not realize what they're asking for. I know some won't believe this, but a hell of a lot of thought went into the wording of the initiative. I think it's almost perfect. See, the initiative isn't even a proposed bill, it's a negotiation. Our side says we want games to be functional when publishers end support. So they need end-of-life plans. The industry's position is going to be against whatever we write and claim they need no regulation whatsoever. Then the EU Commission gets to decide who is more in the right here. The Citizens Initiative is the opening offer in these negotiations. Trust me, the industry worth hundreds of billions of dollars will make its position known to the EU. We don't have to make their case for them. So for this negotiation, simple is good. That's why we're straight and to the point for what we want. Then the industry will argue against that. Then the EU Commission might
And
look
then you
for
have the
compromises.
compromises, yeah.
You don't start a negotiation with a bunch of compromises because then
then
it
you
will
won't
get
get
so
anything
watered
done.
down you won't say.
Right, so if they go in with all of this, they'll be like, oh, well, you know, we'll kind of like do some of this, but let's like negotiate on these, and instead of just negotiating on the big picture anyways. This is like when you go to a pawn shop and you're trying to pawn something, you don't go in there and be like, man, I really need $500 for this object. I really need $500 for this object. And the pawn shop guy goes, yeah, I'll give you like $350 for it, right? You'd be like, I'll give you $350 because he knows you're desperate. He knows you're desperate. So you'll take whatever the fuck you can get.
Save anything. Oh, and that long definition list are actually logical extensions of the simpler language used in the initiative. It's actually kind of slick. Plus, there's a character limit on these things. The EU Commission doesn't want you trying to cover 50 edge cases at this phase. All right, so Pirate Software did not understand the initiative. But point two, he also did not make it easy for the truth to get out. I had never heard of him prior to all this, but during the campaign, I had dozens of people contacting me, telling me how wise and reasonable he is, how he's really pro-consumer and represents developers. I should really talk to him. Great, let's do it.
Ross had like 50 fucking furries in his DMs, like, yeah, bro, talk to Pirate Software, man. You know, he's really cool, bro. He'll help you out with your shit. Talk to Pirate Software. He's really knowledgeable in video games and hacking and stuff, man. You hear his dad worked at Blizzard for 7 years. He was also a government power plant hacker. It's bullshit. God damn.
So this
Like he unironically thinks Africans will die of AIDS if EU gives attention to his to this or something. Yeah, that's pretty. Oh wait, hold on. Moldavius has no idea how government politics or pragmatism works, which is why he was clutching over the "it's an easy win for politicians and will distract you from bigger issues" joke. Yeah. So, yeah, his argument was like, no, bro, we don't want easy wins. We want good wins, right? Just because it's easy doesn't mean it should be done. Like, he unironically thinks Africans will die of AIDS in the EU, if the EU gives us attention or something. He doesn't even live in the fucking EU, dude. What are you doing? Right? I know his fucking butt buddy Kronos does, his fake fuck lawyer. I know his punk ass lives in the EU. I'm gonna send the cut. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know why it's such a big fucking deal to him. I don't know why he gives a shit. You know? Like, yeah, bro, alright, you're trying to do something cool. You're trying to get games to... he just, like, fundamentally disagrees, I guess, with... Or it was just a big misunderstanding. You know? It was just a big misunderstanding. Like, he did not understand what he was reading. Because I barely did. He'd be like, no, I totally understand. No, you don't. You're lying. He had a discussion with this guy, but then that would like mean he have to backtrack, and he doesn't like doing that. So
This was my first encounter of him.
Oh shit, now this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is shit. It's shit. Not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to. That is awful. That is a whole...
I'm gonna actively tell people not to. Dude, I fucking hate this guy, man. I hate watching him. I hate looking at his stupid face. I want to fight him, dude. Like, I 100% fight this guy, IRL, in like a sports setting if he wanted to, or non-sports setting if he wanted to. This is an official invitation I will clean your clock, Pirate Software. You and Kronos both. I'll give you 6 months to train. I will not train. I will not train. I'll run. That's all I'll do. I'll run every other day. And I'll still clean your clock with one hand. I promise you. If it gets set up, guys, all right, I'll set up a big charity event. All the money I get from charity, I'll donate to. If he wins, I'll donate to his stupid ferret shit. If I win, I'll donate it to like St. Jude or some local charity or some shit around here. Bro, dude, I fight him and Kronos at the same time. That'd be fun. He won't be caught dead without his voice changer. I'll let him bring his own mic. He can bring his own mic. I won't even talk to him, man. We'll just fisticuffs. He can train. I won't train. Like I said, all I'll do is run.
Horrible goddamn direction. That's awful, dude. No, eat my entire ass. The level of stupid that I just had to receive was like sitting on Twitter for 12 hours. This shit sucks.
Really?
That's a really stupid ass move. That's an incredibly stupid ass move. I think this is ass. This is complete garbage.
A lot of this is cut out of context, right? This could be anything. But I'll give the benefit of the doubt for that. But, he's just so fucking smug and shit.
All of this can eat shit.
I'm so, man, taking him down a peg was so fucking great. Taking him down was so good.
I dropped the mask entirely.
It is a win for the internet, being able to take him down. He gets so animated over something he doesn't understand. Perfect Dunning-Kruger, yeah.
I have no qualms about that. They can eat my entire ass. The whole thing.
He keeps
that
saying that.
sounds stupid as shit.
Oh, yeah. I can see why people like him. It's like listening to Mr. Rogers. As you can imagine, we've been less than thrilled that Thor here has become the dominant voice of the campaign, especially when he doesn't understand it. Though I did find the used car salesman part amusing, since if people could read my mind, they would understand how much I dread anything resembling sales or marketing, or just trying to push things on people who aren't interested in them. I'm not exaggerating when I said I've hated having to run this campaign.
I hate that shit too, man. Eat my entire ass. What he says to the teenage boys he meets up with TwitchCon. No fucking shit. Oh my god. That shit was crazy, dude. I'm telling you, man. If you're a content creator or wanting to do content, do not talk to people on Discord. Do not do any of that shit. Don't ERP with fucking... Just don't be a weirdo. Right? Just don't be weird. The used car salesman. Look, guys, I've been called a slop salesman so many times. I kind of own it now. I kind of like the slop salesman fucking moniker. Like, what are you buying? I love that shit. I hate solicitors though, man. They keep knocking on my fucking door. I need to get a sign. I had one come up the other night and was like, yeah, I'm from Latvia, and trying to sell me educational books for my 2-year-old. So
this is the most
3-year-old. He's not 2 yet.
Yep.
My wife's in denial. My son's about to have a birthday.
But he's not too.
Oh, his birthday's tomorrow.
No, well, technically, yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow.
uneducated take I have ever seen in games.
Now, as for that one, I
He's just so confidently wrong, dude.
do have a bachelor's in criminal justice, which might explain why I'm coming at this from very different angles than he is. You know, focusing on people having rights and checking what consumer law actually says rather than what's most convenient for publishers. Though I think I know where that comment is coming from because I've gotten it before. Here's what I think is happening. Online-only games have a client and a server, but a lot also have middleware that developers don't have permission to distribute to customers. or depend on microservices they have no control over. And the server software isn't even designed to run on a customer system. You can't just cut out the middleware and remove the microservices because they're integrated too deeply. That would still leave the game bricked and could take months to fix and be a lot of work. So I think some devs think we're saying all they need to do is just release the server binaries at end of life and yay, everything is solved. And that's why they think we're ignorant. Well, for some games that could work, but not ones like these. Plus, that's not what we're saying. First off, we're not even mandating the methodology because
Hear him call someone a used car salesman is ironic. Yeah. Yo, it is, dude. How do you think about that? It's funny. Maldavius makes shovelware heartbound. Is a cringe self-insert Undertale cash grab. True. I 100% I make shovelware. So I can't talk too much shit, alright? None of my shit's self-inserting, though. Mine's just, like, all memey and I try to make it memey and funny. Not all, you know, I don't know. I don't think all my shit's shovelware, but what I've been making recently is definitely shovelware. It's definitely, like, it's definitely a targeted niche. Okay, so I was wrong again. I was saying, like, just cut out just grab the server, right? And just give it to, well, not grab the server and give it to the players, but just have the server run on the client, right? Or as a host, a fucking peer-to-peer service, right? And just cut this crap out. Like you don't need all this. So that was my take. He said that would work for some games. I want to hear the rest of it.
Because again, doing that could run afoul of
Your stuff has a redeeming value. This dude made shit like Breakfast of Champions, a mobile game on Steam. Is it a mobile game? It's on... What? Oh, yeah. Hey, guys. Quick plug. Samurai Stratagem. Go check it out. Go wishlist it. Okay? I do have a playtest. On itch.io. It is a early playtest. Samurai Stratagem. I'll have a demo soon. I want a good demo, and I'm actually gonna redo some of the animations and shit. I picked up a book. I picked up a book that I've been flipping through to get better at animating. The Animator's Survival Kit. It's by the guy who made Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the director to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. This book was referenced a lot in my school. I saw a copy and I was like, damn, I might as well get it because like I want to do like better pixel art animations and shit. So I have an idea for Samurai Stratagem to make it more aesthetically pleasing. I saw a Reddit post about this an old RPG game. I forgot what it was called, but it had beautiful fucking animations in it. Beautiful animations. And I feel like if they could do it back then, like why not do it now? You know what I mean? That's what I'm. But anyways, Samurai Stratagem, go check it out. Wishlist it. Do appreciate it. Breakfast. Oh, Champions of Breakfast. Okay, $2.99. Let's see how many. Pirate Software. It's a bullet hell. It's just a bullet hell. Or is it a twin stick shooter? A shmup. Yeah, it's a shmup. Okay. Champions of Breakfast. Why? Champions of Breakfast is an amazing game that is very addictive and highly recommend getting it. Gothini. Team 4-star. What? Shut up. This is the best game ever. Oh my god, this is amazing. I'm attacking baths with food. Yeah, it's totally. Yeah, it's Team 4-star. I don't know. Talk to Ross. Shut the fuck up, dude. When was this made? June 23rd. This just happened. Her Reddit epic breakfast bacon. Yeah. That's so funny. Talk to Ross. Based on. What are you doing, bro? You drunk? Based. Okay, there you go. You're on phone, ain't you? Autocorrect, yeah. Shit. 122 reviews, very positive. I mean, is what it is, man. Unless like his fucking community just went out and bought the game. Let me see. 2018, 2024. Yeah, okay. So a lot of people have bought the game more recently because of that. Oh, this is 2016. Okay. Early access? He did early access for this piece of shit. I'm not saying it's a piece of shit. Obviously, it did okay. It's got very positive reviews, but god damn, you needed early access for this crap? Bro, what is wrong? I'm gonna put my games in early access, start getting some fucking bread early on, dude. I'm gonna hype my shit up. What you think, guys? Chud Logic's Gawkbound early access? Alright, give me a second. I need to I'm gonna hit the vape. Cooking up the dumplings. All right.
Copyright law.
This is the game he shilled in that interview with the chick. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. He lost weight. Unless he's I don't know. No, yeah, I've seen him standing. He was wearing that black suit or whatever. Where he's basically doing the limbo because he's afraid of her touching him. I don't remember that.
Second, this whole diagram is looking at a game that exists right now and was never designed to have an end-of-life plan. Those
Okay.
might not be salvageable. So what we're saying is let's take a game in the
Future. These are future games he wants done. Right? Not every game is salvageable, right? He wants to implement this law so that future games and developers or publishers have to follow this baseline for their games so it can have a functional state end of life.
future. No code has been written yet. It's still just a design document. Okay, so we have the client portion as usual. Then we have the server logic. Now we'll bring in our
Game design documents. Pff, who does that? I should do that. I'd fucking... When projects start getting big,
usual middleware
I start to tunnel vision a little bit.
and microservice vendors. Nope. Stop. Now the EU says we can't just brick customer purchases like we've been doing if we want to sell our games there. So that means we can't keep making all these same deals the way we have been. Now we need to renegotiate with the vendors to allow for an end-of-life build with their software. Or redesign things to make the microservices easier to sever at end of life. And vendors probably will renegotiate. Otherwise, they'll start losing sales to everyone who wants to sell games in the EU. But say a vendor refuses anyway. Then we need to go with vendor B, who will offer EU-compliant solutions because they will be happy to take money away from their competitor,
Right.
vendor A. Or maybe we need to abandon one of the microservices altogether and come up with an in-house alternative that is compatible with an end-of-life plan. And if the server can't run on consumer hardware, Well, maybe now we code it in a way that's more versatile and can be compiled to run a stripped-down version with less features for the customer machine at end of life.
Right.
Or hey, if that's not doable, then we scrap that, but still give customers some form of server software at end of life, because now we've planned for this, and inform them it requires specialized hardware, and they're on their own for getting it working. And these are all just suggestions. The publisher would get to decide how they want to comply. Thor is not alone in developers trashing what I just said. I don't know why, but some of the nastiest insults I've received on the entire campaign have been when I try to explain this is what we're asking for. This part in particular triggers some people to no end.
That video made me actually mad.
I don't see a problem with it, dude. Like, in the future, like, plan to have your game have an end of life build. It's not undoable, or it's not impossible to do, you know? Fuck, dude.
Mad.
I don't see it as a big deal.
Like real mad. Not like fake memes mad, like actually mad. Like I'm actually mad.
Upsetting people is not our goal, by the way. We actually want this transition to be as easy as possible for publishers and developers. However, we are stubbornly against proposals.
Maul ain't making no fucking multiplayer game or MMO anytime fucking soon anyways, dude. You can't even finish a single player story-driven based game. Alright, there's no fucking chance, no shot this dude's making a multiplayer game. Unless he hires people to do it for him. Hire some Indians to fucking come in and make the game for him. Fuck. Ain't no way it's happening. So I don't know why he's bitching.
That won't stop commercial games being destroyed. Because that's the whole point. Anyway, you heard Thor's comments for me. In light of that, I think I've been pretty diplomatic. I am just trying to get this initiative passed. If that means I have to get insulted all along the way, okay. So with that in mind, I reached out to him, not expecting to change his mind, but to at least clarify things since he got so much wrong. If you're gonna hate us, at least hate us for what we're actually doing, not for things that are made up about us.
I got a message from Ross. There were many other misunderstandings in your video. It's clear that you hate the initiative, and I doubt I would change that. That is correct. I would encourage you to at least hate it for what it actually is. I do.
He says that so confidently. Oh yeah, you knocked it out of the park. You understood everything.
In other words, the customer is told explicitly that their access ends at the time of payment. Most live service games do not do this, which could run afoul of EU law. Most is patently incorrect.
Patently incorrect? Okay, for those who don't know much about live service games, that's like saying the Earth isn't round. He says verifiably false things so confidently. If his viewers don't know any better, how can I blame anyone for believing what he says about the initiative when he talks like that? It's incredible. And he does not wish to discuss this with me or anyone else in the initiative. Why not?
Would you consider reaching out and talking to Ross about it? No. And the reason why is because I found his entire statement over the YouTube incredibly disingenuous.
Yes, this issue which has bothered me since I was a teenager, and I've spent 10 years on trying to push.
He doesn't know it's disingenuous because he didn't talk to him. He read some fucking YouTube comment, which, like, you can. It's like the fucking Key and Peele skit, okay? Like, you could read something and be like, oh, he's being a dick, but genuinely the person's just being, you know, he's just stating whatever. He can't convey feeling through text very well, okay? Yeah, no, again, this is to save face and to not backpedal and not have his mind changed, because he's a fucking dweeb.
Push back against is me being disingenuous.
He would literally have no career without the voice changer. His real squeaker voice isn't enough to feign confidence. I don't know if he uses a voice changer. Wasn't that debunked? Like, didn't he talk during the Twitch Streamer Awards? Didn't he talk through that? We'll check it out in a second. I gotta end this video because it's already 2 a.m. I stayed up till 4 last night. I don't want to do that again. I was yeah.
Where is this coming from?
I got work tomorrow.
Well, it comes from a slide I had in my promotional video, the half joke slide. He hated this, And I think he may have a rather
Yeah, we already saw this. So yeah, the politicians like easy wins. Politicians don't care about video games. The law is already unclear on this practice. The initiative is in line with other consumer policies. It's a diversion from more serious topics.
view of politics.
You want to put together legislation because it's the right thing to do,
We did.
not because you can convince legal representatives to do it no matter what.
It's both. These are not mutually exclusive things.
Yeah, they can both exist at the same time. Yeah, I mean, you know, guys, go check out Ross actually talking about it. You can either watch it here at Very Cool with his 10 subscribers. Here, I'll give him one. Maybe not. Maybe not. Nah, yeah, I'll give him one. Fuck it. Only reason I said that is because this is pretty much just a rip of what Ross said. But he did link it, so go check out Ross's Go Stop Killing Games. If you are a European citizen, go, I feel sorry for you. No, I'm just kidding. Sign up for the EU petition. Go check it out. Ross, if I had a bigger following, I would be there helping, brother. I do apologize, but yeah. I'd help out, man, if I could. I'd help out if I could. But go check out his video at Accursed Farms, Stop Killing Games. Go check it out.
Hello.
I do want to see this real quick, though. But yeah, no, Pirate Software's a dick, dude. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I didn't even know what I was talking about. Like, I wasn't following it that closely, but now that I see it, like, you know, it seems to make sense. Let's see. I want to see. Let me hear the voice. Is it fake?
With the voice changer, Pirate Software.
Oh, they even said the voice changer.
The man with the voice changer, Pirate Software.
Look, dude, Dan's sitting right there, man. Yo, Dan's sitting right there. He's a plant, industry plant, 100% confirmed with this fucking Toy Story hat. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
God, yeah, they know this.
He's like, hey, bro, hold on. Hey, bro, the voice changer's on. You click this button right here, and then this is how you turn it on, okay?
God, yeah, they know this.
What does he say there?
God, yeah, they know this actually is really heavy. Holy shit. So, it's honestly amazing to me that we even have a category now. Like the. So, it's honestly amazing to me that we even have a category now. Like the software and game development category is incredible. You guys should definitely check it out. There's many more creators. Development category is incredible. You guys should definitely check it out.
He fucking slipped. He slipped. He purposely makes it deeper as well. Every narcissist these days try to force a bassy voice. You can hear it nasally and higher pitched after he loses breath. You can. That's so funny.
There's like the. It's honestly amazing to me that we even have a category now. Like the software and game development category is incredible. You guys should definitely check it out. There's many more creators than just me in there. It's definitely not just me. So it's incredible to me that you guys have voted for me for this, because a year ago, many people didn't even know I existed. And this has been one of the most amazing years I have ever had in my life. So thank you all very, very much. Seriously. And for those of you out there that want to make games, you have a home for that now on Twitch. You have this category for you to do that. And it doesn't mean you have to make an amazing game. You just have to make your game.
You just don't put me in it. Don't make fun of me in your game.
Make it bad. It's okay. And then make a better one. And just keep doing it. So, I can't wait to play what you guys make.
All right. Look, guys, as much as I love shitting on Pirate Software, because I think he's a dick, I got to stop fucking covering this dude. I don't know. I got to stop covering him. If he does some more bullshit, I'll talk about it, like how I did with this, but yeah. I think that, like, that cow's dried up for now. That cow's dried up. But guys, thanks for showing up. Thanks for hanging out, Jankum the Alchemist. Thanks for keeping me company, man. Thanks for keeping me company, man. And Space Station. I'll check out those links you sent tomorrow or tonight, whatever. Yeah, guys, if you haven't already joined the Discord, you can catch me offline there if you guys want to talk. Sometimes I stream in my Discord while the kids are up. I'll stream game dev sometimes. Obviously, it's not as interactive, or it could be more interactive. Like the voice line's open there. You don't have to mute yourself. You can just come in there and hee-haw. I post all kinds of cool game dev stuff. If you have any questions, I'll try my best to answer them. You know, I posted like my whole Full Sail College, like documentation in there. So like, there's a lot of like stuff from Full Sail. That go into like game design, how to design levels, how to do certain things. Join the Discord. Check out the Patreon if you want. Patreon's pretty cool, I guess. It's just like there's not much up on there. It's basically just like some sprites and some of my code. But it helps. It helps, man. Support me there. Yeah, please. Buy my merch. No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Thank you. Take it easy. Bye.